The two top candidates for the Rookie of the Year face off tonight. Lane Hutson versus Macklin Celebrini. Hutson not only leads all rookies in scoring, he has more points than D veterans like Roman Josi and Erik Karlsson. But Celebrini has played 10 fewer games and still only trails Hutson by 2 points. So, Craig, who's your pick for the Calder right now?
Wow, I mean, talk about putting me on the spot, Gino. I mean, you
Yes.
just lay out that type of statistical record, and here I am sitting here going, who is, when I was watching the Montreal Canadiens when they were on that magnificent run, Lane Hutson was a huge part of it. I'm going, well, Lane Hutson gets the lead here because getting a team near the playoff into a playoff fight was really important. Well, now we see the Montreal Canadiens stumbling a little bit. On the other hand, you have Macklin Celebrini, who has been simply brilliant. I mean, you watch him play, it's hard to think of him as an 18-year-old player in his first year in the NHL. He's got that much command of the game and in the game when he's playing it. But when I think about a young defenseman doing what Lane Hutson is doing, I have to give the nod to Lane right now because leading all rookies in scoring, despite the fact that Macklin's played less games, that's significant. It's not like forwards to forwards. It's not apples to apples. So my vote goes to Lane Hutson. One other thing I have to say, though, you got a great young defenseman in Lane Hutson. You got a great young center in Macklin Celebrini. But Dustin Wolf, who's been fantastic for the Calgary Flames in the net, I think I just told you who my three finalists are, Gino, and who I think the three finalists should be. They've all been superb in their performances and for their respective teams.
All right, let's go beyond the Rookie of the Season for this year. Between Hudson and Celebrini, which of the two do you think can challenge for more individual awards in the future?
Well, Macklin Celebrini has always been at the top of his class, whether it be in the USHL as a top scorer, best player in the league, whether it be at Boston University, NCAA when he wins the Hobie Baker. I mean, he's always been at the top. And I think that the pathway for Macklin Celebrini to win more major awards is more there for him. I mean, the other thing you got to keep in mind with Lane Hutson is he's competing on the blue line with, Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, who are going
Yeah.
to be around for a long time. I think Macklin Celebrini is a superstar. I think he's got it written all over him. I watch him play. To me, he's a cross between Jonathan Toews and Sidney Crosby. So, Gino, I think by just using those two comparable players, when I describe Macklin Celebrini and all the hardware they've won, all the championships they've won, Macklin Celebrini gets the nod for me in that regard.
You've whet our appetite for tonight's game. For the record, the last Montreal Canadian to win the Rookie of the Year, that was Ken Dryden 53 years ago. Late puck drop tonight with the game in San Jose. It's right here on TSN at 10:30 Eastern. Hutson and the Habs will be trying to stop their 5-game losing streak. The Sharks could be ripe for the picking. They've lost 7 of 8.